Yeah. Today our focus is befriending noise. And I think that when we sit out here um, outdoors or no matter where you are, um, welcome. Join us and just grab a hammock. It's Brianna. Oh my God. I'll give you a hug afterwards. Wherever you'd like. Yeah, so we have the hum of traffic here. We used to have the constant sound of construction. And so, the question is, what is noise? And so we think about sound that we prefer, and it can be like music to our ears, or sound that you don't prefer can be like annoying, like nails on a chalkboard. And then there's sound that can be neutral, which is what you neither prefer, you get comfortable. Can you hear me on the microphone? Is it not working again? Oh my gosh. Hang on just a second. How about, is it working now? Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. It's just me and my connection. So yeah, you can just scan that with your phone afterwards. Okay, so sorry, people in the hammock. I have Brianna here, couldn't hear me. So yeah, that's sound of my voice. So sound can be, we can prefer sound, we can want to reject sound, we want to make it stop, or it can be neutral. So we neither prefer it or want to push it away. So I used to teach a class in a small gym, and there was an old round clock on the wall, those old clocks, and it ticked really loudly. And one week, we were just lying on the floor, and I was ending class with a silent meditation, and a student piped up, "I wish that clock would stop ticking." And there was some giggling, and as we all heard, the person just kind of catch themselves like, oh, I said that out loud, and then kind of just mentally gather themselves. And I honestly, in that moment, I wasn't sure if I'd ever really noticed that clock before. And so I listened intently, and I heard this, to me, melodic tick-tock, tick-tock. And then I wondered what the student who had spoken out had been experiencing. So to prefer, to reject, to neither prefer or reject, to be neutral. And so a disclaimer here, feeling neutral about it is not to not notice, because that's mindlessness, and that's kind of where I had been with the clock ticking and talking. So we consider noise, sound, music. So sound, neutral. Noise is usually something that we want to reject, push away. And, something that's like music to our ears is something that we want to bring in closer. That was something we're preferring. We can use sound to bring us into the present moment, because sound is neither in the past or the future. Sound is happening right now. We can sit in stillness, lie in the hammock in stillness, and use sound as our anchor instead of the breath. And the sound may be outside of us, or it may be inside of us. And we can use sound that we prefer to bring us into the present. And when we do that, we have to use caution. Because if you ever listen to music and get carried away into the past or carried off into the future. And we can also notice and observe a sound that is annoying, a noise, and actually embrace it so that it's no longer a bother, but it actually becomes neutral. Remember the clock. In our next session, where I asked people to lie in silence, I asked the students to intentionally listen for the clock ticking and talking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And as we listened and our minds naturally wandered, I invited them just to come back to the sound. And if they felt that the sound was annoying, a noise, they were just to notice that. Just to notice that they had attached a preference to the sound, and to gently, tenderly let it go and come back to listening. It's like when Mara comes to tempt Buddha, and Buddha says, Mara, welcome, come and sit and have tea with me. We will talk and sip tea. So when we welcome the noise, we befriend it. It can become sound. It no longer has this power over us. So we no longer suffer. We're free. It's the same with any suffering. We can invite it in. We can invite in the pain. We can invite in the noise. We can invite the discomfort to sit and have tea with us. Come on in. Sit with me. Let's talk and have tea. Then we become familiar with it. We make friends with it. And we're free from its grip. So if you're not already in a comfortable position with your spine in alignment, I invite you to bring attention to your body, to sense your spine. Feeling into the length of your spine from the tip of your tailbone all the way to the center of your skull. And if you're sitting, also sensing both feet on the floor, the ground, the earth. And notice the sensation of being held in the chair, the hammock. And letting go of the need to hold yourself. Allowing the chair, the hammock, to support you fully, to hold you, to be your foundation. And if it feels safe, closing your eyes or lowering and softening your gaze. Noticing what is here for you right now in this experience. Letting yourself be just as you are. And we will begin with the breath. And so as best you can, bringing your full attention to your breath. Noticing each inhale and exhale. Observing and being with this breath right here. And for right now, using the breath as your anchor to the present moment. So each time your mind wanders away from the breath, simply noticing without judgment and with kind attention, coming back to the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Observing the rhythm, the quality of the breath, just as it is. And there's no need to manipulate or control the breath in any way. Just allowing the breath to breathe with its own natural rhythm. And now, as best you can, shift the anchor of your practice from the breath to notice the sounds all around you. Direct the attention, your full attention, to this soundscape around you, the sensation of sound. Sound is the perfect object of mindfulness, as we can only hear the sounds of this moment. This moment. This sound, this moment. What is being heard in this moment? There's no need to try to identify the sound or figure out, what it is in any way. Just notice the quality of the sound. What is being heard in this moment? Noticing where your mind is right now. Has it bounced into the future? Has it wandered into planning? Or are you in the past? Just being aware of where your attention goes in the silent moments, and kindly, gently bringing your attention back to the soundscape. Coming back to the soundscape that's all around you. And there's no need to reach out and search for sounds. Just fall into receptivity. Perhaps just without even moving, having the intention to lean back just the slightest. You can imagine perhaps placing the attention right at the opening of your ears and letting the sounds come to you. Leaning back, allowing the sounds to come to you. wanders away, kindly bringing attention back to the sounds, full attention back to the sounds of this moment. And perhaps you're noticing preference or rejection, the liking some sounds and not liking other sounds. Perhaps you can hear the gentle breeze, the rustling of the leaves in the trees, maybe the sound of traffic is soothing like white noise. Maybe the distant honk of the horn is not so much preferred. So just notice it. Everything is just the sound of the moment. It's a wave of sound. You know, there's the sound and then there's the liking or disliking of it that we attach to it. So just see if you can just let the sound be what it is. Just noticing that when you add the interpretation of the sound, noticing when you add the preference or lack of preference, the judgment. Just let the sound be as it is. You may notice some sounds are close to you, very close. Other sounds are off in the distance, maybe very far away. And if you pay close attention, you may notice the sounds inside your body. Using the whole soundscape as an anchor to this moment, right here, right now. And if you're distracted by thoughts, sensations, emotions, if something is particularly sticky, you might try labeling this experience. Ah, this is the planning mind, or this is itching. Just labeling whatever your experience is in this moment without judgment, and returning your attention as best you can to your anchor sound. What are the sounds of this moment? Now shifting again, moving the attention away from sounds and back to the breath. Breathing in and out. Resting in your breath, in the observation of the breath in your own natural awareness. This breath right here. Breathing in, breathing out. Right here in this moment. Thank you. Next week is your body's intelligence. Juicy. Going to learn to listen to our body's wisdom through sensation and the felt sense. Thank you all for being here. Got a nice breeze in the microphone. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Anne, Rosalind. Deep bow. Thank you, Brianna, in person. Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, Amanda.